So check this thing out. So I found these on Amazon, and these are solar-powered pest, deer, animal repellers, whatever you want to call them. You can probably hear some hawks in the background occasionally. That's because I've already set some of these out. And what they're designed to do is detect 3 different directions. I think it's 3, yeah, 3 different directions for motion, charge by day, and give you a really loud, flashy noise that you can set in your yard or wherever you need to deter things from possibly getting too close. Now, I bought 3 of them, and they come with these cool remotes that give you the ability to kind of go through different modes. If you look at the back of the remote, you can see A is 24-hour flash and alarm, B is motion sensing flash alarm at night, C is switching sounds, D is to host standby. Remote control can be switched on. So this is really cool, and this is going to give me the ability to basically change the configuration. And you can kind of tell that they're picking up noises outside right now. Right now I have it set as a hawk, but let's go through some of these sounds so you can just hear what these are. These are insanely loud too. Okay. That's kind of cool. That one's kind of cool. The cymbal. And then the hawk. You turn it off from here. That is really cool. I'm going to set all of these for B. First of all, let me see if I can... I know it's annoyingly loud, but I'm going to set this one out with the other ones. Okay, so I have this one right here that I keep setting off. One right there, and I got one right there. Be interesting to see how well these work. I might take one of my cameras, which I actually have right there, face it this way, just to see if these do any type of an effective job. Maybe I'll put some food next to them. Just see what happens. Very cool, huh? From inside the shop, they're not terribly loud, but these are solar infrared sensor alarms made to discourage all sorts of things. 129 decibel. I don't know if it's that loud, but they are pretty dang loud. They come with the post style mounting, so you can just shove it in the ground, or you can actually mount it to something with this. This would actually be kind of cool to mount under the RV upside down and use as a deterrent. That would actually be a really good idea, and it would probably not go off as much. The only challenge is it wouldn't get sun, and so they really wouldn't take a charge very well. But what I could probably do is take like a 2x6 pressure treated, cut it into a smaller piece, mount it to the top of that, and just have them sit in a way that I can just move them around so I don't have to always shove them into the ground. That would actually be a really creative way to use these, just so I have a really modular piece of equipment that as long as they have sun, they can do their job. So I'll probably do it that way, but what do you think? They come with a little charging cable, so you can charge them with the plug as well. Anyways, I picked up 3 of these, $25 each, or $28, I think, but in the 20s on Amazon. Super, super cool product, and hopefully they'll work. I'll definitely report back to you and let you know an update on these after they've been out here for a while. Just another tool. It's another thing to help mitigate the risk that we're going to have rodents getting into the RVs. And I think that that's all you can really do, is just try your best. And this is just another thing, another layer of protection. And hopefully it works. I know that rats at night don't like flashing lights. They don't like loud noises. Maybe this will be enough to deter it, especially with the hawk noise, which is what it's currently set at. Anyways, I'll throw a link to these in the description of this video if this is something you may be interested in. Now, the next project is going to involve everything you see right here. If you watched the last video on me taking apart the bottom panels of the fifth wheel to discover that a rat had chewed through my 12-volt wire coming underneath going straight up, you probably saw the mess and how difficult it was to actually get to some of this stuff. What we're going to do today is we're going to block off a gap that is an access point for a rat to at least get to the area that he got to last time. We've blocked it off on the inside, but I don't want him getting in there. I don't want any rats getting in there thinking that it's still open from the outside and starting to chew through things. So I'm gonna crawl under here real quick. And you probably see this long gap. You got foam here. This is foam that I added, but this is the path that the rat was able to follow to get up here. I have a little peppermint pack there so I could stuff it until I got to this point. I'm gonna cover this wire with loom and that wire with loom. Then I'm gonna stuff this whole area back here with stainless steel wire mesh, which should do a good job of preventing them from getting back here. And then I'll use foam to cover it all up and kind of hold it in place, and then I'll strap it in place as well. So that's the project right now. So first things first, and that's gonna be to put the loom over everything. Of course, the sun has to be right in the spot I'm working right now, just pointed right at my face, so that's not so good. I'll have to get to the last little bit of it from the other side over there. Okay, so we are done. Let me show you what we did under here. We put a little bit of foam, and you can see that I ran it all the way across the bottom to keep the mesh from coming down and to add extra sealant. And this is the pest block stuff. You can see that I've pretty much gone crazy foaming every possible thing I can just to keep things out. You know, I think an initiative I'm going to push for is that RV manufacturers, just like they like to talk about, you know, 4 seasons and what they're doing from an insulation perspective, I'm going to see if I can push the industry to make a change so they brag about what they're doing from a rodent and pest repellent perspective. Because the more and more these things sit in storage yards not being used, the more and more you're going to see rodents and other animals and critters getting into your RV. And honestly, they can make an absolutely great start to a vacation a nightmare. So this is one of those areas I think the manufacturers could make a little bit more of, I guess, of an effort to help address, so you, the consumer, don't have to. Sealing up holes, sealing up areas, using materials that are more resistant to rodents, using materials that are more resistant to bugs, I think is a huge, huge thing, and it should be something that manufacturers are definitely paying close attention to. So I commit to you that I will be pushing the industry in that direction, so whenever you buy an RV, you have a far lower likelihood that rodents can get into it when you're not using it. Anyways, guys, I sure hope you enjoyed this video. Another pretty rough day, a lot of things done. That's a good thing. I have another big project which will be left for another video. Again, hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.